Shalom, friends. Chaim the Galilean here in a field of mustard seed. Sea of Galilee behind me. I want to talk to you really briefly about, the mustard seed faith. Now, Isaiah 62, Global Solemn Assembly, is calling for a 21-day fast from May 7th to 28th, 2023, and with 100 million intercessors expected to arise on the earth to pray for Israel. This assembly is praying for the peace of Jerusalem. It's calling for the restoration of the land of Israel, the aliyah of the Jewish people home, inspired by this farmer somewhat 40 years ago or something, and then Mike Bickle with IHOP, Kansas City, and he feels that it's the time. I know I met with him in 2021, and so did Dean Bai with Return Ministries, and let me tell you about this fast, okay? Could this really be a Daniel 7 moment, a Revelations 5, a culmination of history? I got to take a seat here in this mustard field. Listen, us Galileans, we got the faithful Galileans here, Aliyah Return Center. Do we believe that 100 million intercessors can arise for Israel after a 21-day fast this year, May 7th to May 28th, 2023? Well, you know what? I believe God can do it. This is a solemn assembly in Isaiah 62. Solemn assembly. What about the aliyah of the Jewish people coming back from exile to their inheritance? We see that happening here. We see it. And it's time. Israel's under attack. It's under fire. I don't know if you noticed the rise of anti-Semitism. It's time for 100 million intercessors to arise. Does that seem extravagant to you? I believe that, when you look at Daniel chapter 7, verse 9 through 14, and you look at Revelations chapter 5, as I mentioned, verse 8 through 14, it talks about a call of 10,000 times 10,000 who come before God's throne to worship the Lamb. Who are those? When do they arise? 10,000 times 10,000. You do the math. Along with you, we want to help organize this. We want to be part of this. We believe that it's a mandate that God is doing. It's from God. We don't even believe that it's any one person. This is something global. And sure, there's an honoring here of this, this president, okay? This President Truman, Harry S. Truman, and this farm that he received, that was given to Mike Bickle, to the International House of Prayer in Kansas City, and to Mike Bickle. And this is the time where we're seeing now also God wanting to develop a property here. So in 2021, I felt led by God to give an ounce of gold to Mike Bickle, which I called Cyrus Aliyah Gold, which would release a Cyrus mantle, which would be like, Truman, Harry S. Truman, the president, who voted in the UN for Israel to come back, So his farm was given to IHOP. And since then, you have Dean Bai with Return Ministries and many other organizations beginning to work closer with the leadership of the International House of Prayer Kansas City. And I do have the mustard seed faith, and I hope you do with me, to believe that there will be an initial 120,000 leaders who will arise now. I'm talking now in this 21-day fast, starting on May 7th, ending at the Temple Mount, Southern Steps on May 28th. But I do believe that, yes, there's going to be also a practical, tangible development here in Israel. Now, the altarofprayer.com, it was also in 2021 dedicated. I go on there for 3-hour watches once a week. There's all kinds of leaders there. There's 56 weekly 3-hour watches for the return and restoration of Israel. And that's like the aliyah, the absorption, and much more. So what happens is this team goes and meets in 2021. And I was part of it later on. But they meet with the leadership of IHOP, wondering, Lord, when will this all come together? And suddenly Lou Engle, he gets very excited. He joins in. He says, I'm in. I'm all in. And then I get invited to go there to Colorado and teach their group with Lou Engle Ministries. And then they come here. And by September 2021, nearing the end of the year there, we see this something starts to shift, okay? And so now you've seen the video of Mike Bickle. If you haven't, go watch it. He's saying it's now. Now's the time for 100 million intercessors to arise and pray for Israel, to intercede like Daniel. Do you know Daniel prayed at the risk of his own life for Israel? When will we make aliyah? and he's over there. And let me tell you what, it is time to commit a deeper commitment. Please take the time to watch the video about what this all means and what it means for Israel, what it means for the blessing in you, Abraham. All the families of the earth will be blessed. What does it mean for the blessing in your community? Is it not time? Turn on the news. Is it not time for this? There is a zealousy for Zion, for the land of Israel that God has. So praying people everywhere, I invite you, be zealous. Join in with us. Now is the time to see the fullness of what God has promised. Come on, I'm here at the Sea of Galilee. I'm in a mustard field. Do you have the faith of a mustard seed? Join with us. Join with us now. We believe it's the time.